Hello guys, I'm Ankit Singh. I'm doing internship from the Spark Foundation and it is one of my project in which I'm doing exploratory data analysis on global terrorism data. Okay, so this is my code and let me start for explaining you each thing one by one, and I promise you don't have to worry about the code. You will be get each thing very nicely, and in the ending of the video you will be able to get all the code very nicely. Okay, so let's start. What I'm doing, I'm importing my drive on Google Colab so that I can access the data that I already saved in it easily. Okay, I import three libraries: number one Panda, Matplotlib, and C1. If you already know or aware about these libraries, then it's fine. And let me also explain little bit about things. So what pandas do? Pandas will play with data. It will help you to extracting the data. Okay, and doesn't matter data is one dimensional or two dimensional. It will work in both the cases. What the Matplotlib do? Matplotlib help us to plotting the data, and C1 also do the same task. It also help you to plotting the data, but the visualization criteria in Seaborg is very nice. You will see later how Seaborg plot and Matplotlib are different. Okay, here what I am doing, I am reading the data from my drive, or in other words you can say that I am extracting the data from my drive, and by using pandas, and that extract data I store in DFS. And here you can see that one parameter I given encoding. So what are you doing here? Actually that global CSV data is very large, so that is why I am using encoding ISO. It will help me for extracting the large data in Google Colab. Otherwise it will show error, but in some of the PCs it will work. It depend on your processor. Okay, till now I extract my data and now I execute my file. Also here my code. Now you can see that is my data of 5 rows. Okay, so let's move further. Now here is the command dfs.columns. So it helps you to show all the columns name that are present in your data. Okay, and so the next, dfs.shape. What is the function of this shape? The shape function will tell you how many rows and columns are present in your data. So now here I'm just renaming the name of the column, and it is not compulsory. You can go with that name also that already saved in the data. I'm just doing it for my comfort. Okay, so let's move further. Yeah, here I give a command because I renaming some of the column name. So I just show it is done or not. So now you can see that year, month, day. Now data column rename is done. It's data cleaning time or data wrapping. So as I already said to you, my data is too big, and for data analysis we don't want all the columns for analyzing. So I just took those columns that are important for me for analysis, and I extract those columns from the data and assign to DF. Okay, now I execute this code, and now you can see that it is my cleaning. It is my data that is cleaned. Now I just have those information that are in my use. So I hope it is clear. Now let's move further. Here df.info. So here I use info function. What is the use of this info function? Info function give you the information about your data, like how many non-null digit you have and what type of data present in your column. It will give you that type of information. Okay, so move further. Now describe function. What is the role of this describe function? It will give you important information about your data. So what are these important information? So it will give you count, mean, standard deviation, minimum and maximum value from your data, and some and three more things is 2%, 25%, 50%, 75%. So as I think you all know what is the count, mean, standard deviation. The new thing is 25%, 50. What is this? So I will explain you it by taking an example. Like it will divide your data in three category in which the value of your data is below 25%. Then in second class it is above 50%, above 25% and below 50%, and in other it is above 50% and below 75%. Okay, now we start visualizing our data by using plot functions. Okay, so firstly I use SNS Seaborn library. I calling Seaborn library, in which there is one feature of bar plotting. Okay, I use that one here, and then assign all the parameters that are required to plot, that is x-axis parameter, and then it is y-axis parameter. Okay, then I give title to my graph, then I give plot dot xtick rotation 80 degree, and then plot the graph. Okay, now the graph is look like this. Now here you can see that the most affected region is North Africa and then South Asia. As in the project we have to find out the hot regions in which terrorist activities are more. So now you can see that the most occurring places or most occurring region in which terrorist activities happen is Middle East and North Africa and South Africa. Then in other countries it is happen, but it is not that much. Okay, so here I write the result. This region is considered as hot region in terrorist activity. Number 1 is Middle East and North Africa, second is South Asia, and the third one is South Africa. Here we use cross tab function for plotting our data. Okay, so here we will see terrorist activity in this region in each year. Okay, we will show at every year how many terrorist activities going. So we use cross tab, then we df dot year, give x-axis for parameter, y-axis parameter, give title, then plot x level, y level, and xtick. Xtick it is the point that you can see on x-axis. These are the point. Then plot grid and then show. Okay. Yeah. Now it's visible. Now you can see that this is the terrorist activity in the region in each year. So by the graph you can see that terrorist activities mostly occurring it at 2015, and that brown line is shows in which area, East Asia. So I think till now it's clear to you. Now let's move further. So now here, as we done with the region area, same we will done with country column. We will extract the data of country column and count how many time any unique ID or any country name is occurring. Okay, that will done with the help of value underscore count function. Okay, now by the data you can see that Iraq is the most affected country on terrorism case. Okay, now further, now it's done. Now you can see the plot. The plot shows you in which country terrorist activity is mostly occurring. Okay, so as from your graph, it is shows Iraq, then Pakistan, then Afghanistan, and then India. So as the same thing I wrote my result. Okay, let's move further. So once more, as I done with region, then country, then I done it with state. And why doing it again and again? I'm just checking in which region, in which country, and in which state terrorist activity is mostly going happen. Okay, so that I took, or so I mark these places as a hot region. Okay, so now you can see the look. Now you can look the code df dot, then count, then again I'm plotting by using C1 library. That my plot most affected state due to terrorism, and most affected state due to terrorism is what is Baghdad, then Northern Ireland, then unknown, name is not known here. Okay, so I write in the result Baghdad 7645 states that are mostly affected, then North Ireland, then unknown. Okay, I hope that much is clear to you. Now So till now we check how many country and state to be in the list of hot region. Okay, now it's time to check what are the cities in those country is to be in the hot region. Okay, so I wrote the code for that. Firstly, I extract the data of country Iran and assign it to the df. Then I check in the state of Khuzestan how many cities in which mostly terrorists are done terrorist activities. Okay, so these are the data. Now here we check what are the attack methods terrorists generally took for attacking in Iran cities or in a state. Okay, so this is the data: bombing, explosion, then it is taken by 347 time, armed assaults 106 time, hijacking 9 time. Okay, and now here df target dot value counts. So here these are the places where explosion or attack are planned. Okay, so most attacking places oil pipeline. Now next move. Yeah, here I'm just plotting a graph pie chart, shows that the percentage of Iran city in terrorism attack. Okay, so as I done the things with Iran, I'm same doing these things with India also. Yeah, I'm from India, so I have to check from which city mostly terrorist activity is mostly happening. Okay, so this is a code for checking, and I'm choosing Jammu and Kashmir as a state and finding the cities in it in which terrorist activity is mostly happening. Okay, then here what are the and then here I check in which city generally attack method is bombing and explosion, and count function will count. Then Aifal Srinagar is considered as most attacked method country in which bombing and explosion is done. Now here I am plotting in which city of India is targeted for explosion attack mostly. Here I plot a bar plot with the help of C1 library. Now by looking the graph, you can see that Imphal and Srinagar is mostly explosion targeted city in India. Okay, and so here I plot a pie chart for India country and check in which state terrorist activity is mostly happening. And then next, here I use value count function for year column and then executed. This is the data. Now here I use count plot function, that is one of the graph feature in C1, and here I plot number of terrorist activity in each year. Okay, so the graph will show how many terrorist activity is happening according to the years. So that is the data. Now you can see that most terrorist activity is happening in this year, and that what is that year? Yeah, 2014 is considered as the most affected or most targeted year for terrorism activities. And here I check from all over the data what are the attack methods generally terrorists use, and then I plot. So by using the count plot function, I am plotting what are the methods generally terrorists use for attacking. So method of attacking in which bombing and explosion is considered as the top rating. So generally terrorists use this method for terrorist activities. Then from here, from my data, I extract the data of target type and check generally terrorists choose what type of commodity for targeting people. Okay, so here you can set that private citizen and property, then military, then force, then government. Okay, then I plot it by using the count plot function, and here I plot targeted commodity for attack by terrorist. So by looking, as I already shared, and by looking the graph, you can see that private and public properties, and then military, then police, then government. Now it's about to end. So now just till last, now we have one more plot, that is heat map. So here heat map will plot your correlation values. Okay, so you can see that. So this is all about my project. I hope now everything is clear to you. Thank you so much.